Hola, welcome to Slowpoke Travel. We're in Guanajuato, Mexico, staying at an Airbnb, and as you can see, it is a fantastically beautiful city. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear it. There's some roosters. You can hear children in the nearby school. You can hear lots of dogs around here. There's a dog that lives up there on that roof. There's 3 dogs that live on the roofs over there. There's a dog that lives right down there. You can see him wagging his tail. Let's see, there's a dog that lives right over here on this balcony, taking a snooze. But it's sort of kind of the middle of the day, so the dogs are giving us a break on the, we'll call it singing. We'll call it the lullaby of the pit bulls. But man, there is a lot of noise in Mexico all the time. Although it seems kind of nice right now. This is about as quiet as it gets in Guanajuato. There's a big stadium over there. Well, not a big stadium, but there's a sports arena. A lot of stuff going on there. There's some bars down there. We hear Irish music for some reason coming from down there. But yesterday, we walked around and went to this park up there and walked along the hills and all the back alleyways down here. We've gone all through the bottom of the city on a walk and up in those hills over there. So we've been walking all around, and it's a super duper walkable city. In fact, it's probably a hard city to drive in. But we're gonna head out for some coffee now. Down in the valley, so I thought I would take you along for a walk so you could check out the neighborhood where we're at. This is the balcony of the Airbnb where we're staying, and the reason we picked this is because it has such a fantastic view. But as you can see, finding a view in this city wouldn't be hard to do. Let's go ahead and head on down. I don't know, I think that's a bowl of chicken feet. But that looks like an exceptionally hardy dog down there. But he seems very friendly. Although I'm pretty sure that he would rather eat me than those chicken feet. You gonna lock up, camera girl? Alrighty, well I'm gonna go outside and goof off a bit, so I'll see you out there. But this is the kitchen, which is fantastic. It has the world's loudest refrigerator. The Airbnbs that we've been staying in Mexico have been a lot bigger than what we need for our own personal needs. We picked them more for location and, if there's a view or how accessible they are to places around that we want to go to. So we spent a little bit more on Airbnbs than was necessary. But that's sort of how we've been spoiling ourselves. Now this here will be padlocked when we leave. The doors are kind of funky. We've encountered a lot of doors in Mexico like this. And you got to be careful because they'll lock behind you if you're not paying attention, but you twist this here and it kind of keeps the lock back. But we're near the top of the hill where we're staying. I'll see you in a minute. But if we come up here, this is where we got left off when we first were looking for our Airbnb. At the very top of this hill here, just an incredibly tall stack of stairs. You can see this lady coming down here. But it is a long way up there. There's a nice handrail, but it is not a place you can drive to. A lot of houses and homes and where people live in Guanajuato, you can't drive to. You have to walk, and it's really impressive to see people carrying stuff up these little alleyways and walkways up to their homes, especially when people are doing any kind of construction work. They'll be walking up these long flights of stairs, carrying bags of cement, carrying jugs of water, carrying furniture, just your basic things, whatever you need. If you wanted a stove, if you want to get a big canister of propane for your stove, or anything. You have to figure out how to get it up here. But it's all brick, it's all stone, it's all lovely. I mean, I can't, you know, I saw pictures before we got here. Hopefully these pictures will do it some semi-justice. But I don't see how it's going to fully capture the beauty of this town. Oh. Right, I thought it was 3 dogs, but it's 4 dogs. The thing is, in Guanajuato, well, in Mexico, actually, for the most part, there are no 2 steps that are the same size. So you have to be super duper careful walking around, especially in Guanajuato. I tell you what, if you are mobility challenged, this would be a tough place to be. I mean, I'm sure there are areas of the city where you can stay, you know, where you wouldn't have to do a lot of climbing and a lot, navigate a lot of stairs and a lot of angles and a lot of slopes. I mean, I don't know if you can tell just the way I'm walking. Like, if you look at those stairs, there's 3 different steps, 3 different lengths, 3 different heights, all going up to a slope. I can't imagine what this place is like when it's raining, you know, if you were trying to come down here. You know, but a lot of older folks live around here. I mean, we see folks on these stairs with canes and walkers, and you know, I feel like I'm taking a chance, you know, on my 2 semi-good legs. But I don't know how this video is going to look with me herking and jerking it down. There's some chickens and roosters that live back there, which probably supplies some of the abarrotes and tiendas around here that sell eggs. And everything has such a vibrant color. Reminds me a lot of New Orleans. Everything has a little bit of an artistic twist to it. You know, a little bit more care was taken in the detail, which makes it kind of unique. Everything has its own little unique footprint. But it kind of reminds me of the Appalachian Trail. You know, remember when we'd be going down the trail, down the mountainsides on the Appalachian Trail? It's sort of the same thing. It's sort of a primitive, rustic trail system that you kind of have to pay attention to. But like I said, almost everything is stone. But there are some wood features. You see this balcony here, our mirador, is made of wood, and these bars here are made of wood. This is an alleyway. If we take this alleyway, it'll go down to the other side of the hill and come down in the market. But it takes a little bit of figuring out. You know, when we first got here, especially when we're going around in these alleys, in these different neighborhoods where we're not staying, you know, we'll just go up and we'll start walking in between the houses and navigating the alleyways and walkways, and we're just walking around and we don't really know where we're going, but we figure it out. Hola. I don't know, I need to take a little more care stepping down. Hopefully this won't be too nauseous to view, but it is a long, I mean, we've been walking down ever since we left the house. A little barbed wire and glass up top there. You don't see as much of that as we've seen in other parts of Mexico. I mean, it's a pain in the butt to carry stuff. So if I was going to rob somebody, I don't think I'd rob anybody around here. I wouldn't want to carry whatever it was I got off. This comes to the end of the alleyway, or the whatever you want to call it. They call them callejón. And any garbage that we have to carry it down the walkway, and this is where we'll drop it off, right here. But to walk up there takes us about 7 minutes. And this is a one-way street up here. And all of the streets in Guanajuato, I say all of them, but most of the ones we go down, they have super duper narrow sidewalks. So you have to be very careful, especially navigating turns. Sometimes turns on the streets, the sidewalk will disappear altogether. I've been going to this bakery way too much. I even went to this chicken place here, which I affectionately call Kenny Rogers Roast Your Chicken. But this bakery right here, the San Sebastian Panaderia, and they have super duper delicious baked products. I would say the thing that I've carried most up the hill to get to our place has probably been cookies. So we're in a really nice location where we're at because it's slightly removed from a lot of the tourist stuff. You can hear the school we're coming up to, and the children screaming and hollering, because that's where you learn to be noisy at a young age in Mexico. I'm sounding like a curmudgeon. And that was the policia going by. And a lot of times the policia will have their klaxon lights on. They just always have them on. It doesn't really mean anything until it does mean something. But this here is the Cafe Tal. This is where we like to come and get coffee. So we'll leave it at that. That's a brief look around the neighborhood. If you want to check out more of our Mexico videos, go to slowpoketravel.com. Subscribe and boom and all that jazz. And we'll see you in the future. Bye-bye. Ready to get some coffee, Joe?